Hello, everyone. Mokan. Why is the camera crooked on here?
Because I told you to come closer to me.
Yeah, that's true. My bad. There we go. All right. Hello, Mokan here. It is calling the Audible on this last October of the recording session that we're doing here. Iggy here, Eagle here, I'm here. It's the Halloween edition. Manu Allard-Roy will join us today as we are now approaching the rapid end of the group stage.
I mean, is it really the rapid end? If anything, it's a slow and meticulous, exaggerated
How about a
end.
slow burn?
Slow death, yeah.
A slow burn right now. But we are getting closer and closer towards the conclusion of the opening round of games, and then we move into the knockout session, which you can see on your team page for the playoff tab, and where you guys can rank and all that. We'll further explain throughout the broadcast as well.
A reminder,
Yes.
even if you finish last in your division, you still make playoffs. So
You
there
get-
is another game.
You get at least one game, if not more.
So there's hope.
There is hope. Before we get into the show, some announcements just to make sure everyone is keeping apprised of what's going on in the league. Winter registration is not open yet, but it will be soon, so please keep an eye out for that. Eagle working at next few weeks, I would imagine.
About that, yeah.
Yeah, next few weeks. And it will pop up in the league site, also by email from Rob Campana, the president of this league. And also, please prepare yourself for ratings requests. You know, we get that a lot at FPF, and if you believe there's a player or two in your roster that might be too high, please get that ready so you can submit it when it's time to do so. When the league says, hey, submit your request, do it, because you don't want to be lost in the shuffle. And then January 5th hits, I sent my request back on November 10th. Well, we didn't get it. So the sooner, the better. And if we don't get it right away, we have time to readjust before it gets too late.
Yeah, so the goal is my Halloween will be terrifying with ratings. So that's
very
the goal.
spooky. Those
Very
numbers.
spooky, yes.
Yes. You know, we Count Dracula doing so, you know?
Yes, you must count.
We must count indeed.
Speaking of
Exactly.
counting, can you count to 50? Because I can.
We can. It is the third annual Eagle Challenge of Halloween Candy, where he eats 50 of these in 25 minutes. Now, for those who've never seen Eagle do this,
No one's seen it, by the way. They just hear it.
yeah, here's the box right here. So every year I get this for Eagle. We started this during COVID, I think, but COVID we didn't have the shows. I just got it as a gift for you.
Yeah, it was like a thing, and I was like, oh, thanks, but this is like amateur hour. And you're
Yeah,
like, what do you mean?
and-
I'm like, I'm going to eat this box in one sitting.
So year one of this, he couldn't do it. Like he was talking.
No, not that I couldn't do
Look how
it.
pissed off he is.
It's that
Look at he's so-
you told
it's a
me
pride thing.
I had to feel for the show and talk,
Pride
and I
thing.
didn't get a chance to actually eat them. And then
Pride
I
thing.
ran out of time.
Yeah, pride thing. Eh? This guy's like, I had 38 in 60 minutes. And then last year,
Last year I ignored you for 20 minutes and polished it.
Yeah, so the way Eagle does it, for those who don't know, we got him a box of 50, so he breaks it down by groupings of Smarties, Kit Kat, Coffee Crisp, and Arrow Bar, right? And then literally it's just like a conveyor belt, like wrap, eat, unbox, eat. And people are like freaked out by this. I got in comments, Rochelle Valier is like, you're nuts, but it's funny as bleep. Joe Morghese, I think he said a couple things like, bro.
I just got a tag in my Instagram story from someone saying, make it an actual challenge next year.
Of what, 100?
I don't know, something not 50.
Well, the thing is,
One of your friends, or
the health board here at FPF does not require you to eat that many chocolates.
This is the historian, actually.
Yeah.
So
this
he
is
would know.
our Campana, or Robert C. is the one who doesn't want you to do that.
the insurance company too.
Exactly. Okay, so he's gonna do that. Can
I start?
Yeah, we got to start the clock. Eggs.
Eggs. The clock starts actually when Eagle starts.
No, but we had to keep the clock going for our show here.
Fine.
We'll look at the clock. Oh man, you're really boshing it today, man. Like you couldn't get the story up on Instagram.
There's
You're-
1.5 stories.
tough story today.
Over under 1.5 stories.
Exactly. Okay, so we're gonna do that once Eagle opens up the box. So he's opened up the box. So we are underway for the 50 candy challenge in 25 minutes. We'll see if he does that. Iggy, let's dive into it. Tier 4 of this FPF world. Salt and pepper. They still have some. All right, Eagles really crashing through with this here. Salt and pepper. They got some games left in their schedule.
They do.
Toon Squad occupying the last spot in the red section of the double elimination side of the bracket. Could Salt and Pepper sneak past Toon Squad to get that last spot?
I mean, they could. Both teams are. I like both teams. Toon Squad are the last team in green. You said
Yeah, and that's say green. Yes,
Yeah,
I know. I lose track of this sometimes.
So I like both teams, though. Toon Squad has 2 games left in hand. Salson and Peppa have just one. They played yesterday or Wednesday night in Laval, all the way on the opposite side of the dome where you were scorekeeping, in a 6-6 tie, though.
Thriller.
Yeah, no.
Oh, Eagles botching it right now.
Oh, he's already.
Oh, Eagles botching it right now. Eagles botching it. This counts towards the time. There's no timeouts here.
Yeah, no timeout.
Oh, Nelly. Eagle is botching it, and he knows. Pressure's on now, man. This is like, look at him struggle. Anyway, carry on.
I gotta get a fucking cable plugged in. God damn it.
So they played to a 6-6 eye-popping or eye-gouging game against Pack-a-Punch. Their next game is against Megaron. They're gonna need a lot more than 6 points against Megaron for them to jump up in the standings. So I don't think that's gonna be the case. Whereas I think they'll put up more than 6, but against a Megaron team, you're gonna have to at least put up 28, and they've only been able to do that a handful of times, 3 times actually to be precise. So against a very good and athletic Megaron team, I don't see it happening. I think Toon Squad keep their spot. They have 2 games left in hand. Bend Don't Break, and Skull are already done with their 8 games. So I think Toon Squad over Salts and Pepper.
Toon Squad could jump as high if things were to fall their way, which is going to be a lot of scenarios to look at.
Yeah.
But in theory, they could jump as high as 2.
As high as 2, yeah.
In theory, but it requires a lot of falling from teams above them.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's going to happen. I think, you look at Skull. They're a really good football team. I know they're done playing.
You've seen them play?
I've seen them play. They're
How
pretty
many
good.
times? Once or twice?
I've seen them play once. And then you look at Megaron.
The
who,
thing with Skull, but the thing with Skull is you catch them on one night and they look great, and you catch them on another night and you're like, this is a really not a great team.
Yeah.
So they're a bit of a question mark. But yeah, them versus
Megaron, I think, is going to be a team to watch out for.
yeah.
Sneaky good.
Yep.
Love the speed. Love playing man-to-man defense.
It can it can get them burned.
Yeah, it
though.
can get them
Right,
burned. You know, it's play of fire. And have that whole notion going for them. But they can definitely do some damage. But I think Toon Squad will hold on to that spot. I think Salt and Pepper is in deep trouble with those 3 ties.
3. Oh.
Yeah. So those 3
jeez.
ties.
They're gonna want to play as soon as the winter season.
I don't know. Like all it requires is one more win by Toon Squad, more or less, right? Yeah. And then that's it. Yeah. Unless Toon Squad glitch up the last 2 games and Skull wins the last game, pretty much Toon Squad controls the narrative for that.
No, Skull have played their 8 games.
I know, but sorry, I meant Salt and Pepper though.
Salt and Pepper.
Salt and Pepper's got 3 ties, right?
Yeah.
Unless Toon Squad drop points in the next 2, and Salt and Pepper win that last game, we're looking at more likely than not Toon Squad holding on to that 10th spot and having the double elimination status moving forward.
Yeah, there's like a 3% chance that Salts and Pepper make it into the double elim.
Yeah. By the way, update here: 21 minutes left from the Eagle Challenge, and he
0
is
candies.
0 candies done so far.
I might take 1.
He might not. Well, you can't because then
it nullifies.
It taints the whole thing. Like he's pulling like an F1 race here, like Max Verstappen. Like he's like 30th right now in the grid, and he's gonna like zoom by.
No, he's not even. He hasn't even started the race yet.
He hasn't even sorted out his candy, which he's doing it right now. Look at him go, man. Eagle is definitely locked in here.
I don't
boys.
think there's time to sort.
I wish we could just put the camera on him and just have that.
I told you I was going to do the
Candy
candy cam, and you're like, no.
I didn't say no.
No one said no.
We said yeah.
I just said, I think you did that last year, and then I was realizing you were just ordering.
Yeah.
Them.
So
you don't have time to order.
Whatever.
Time to eat.
He's got 20 minutes to go here. Less than 20 to go. As we move towards
1 and 2, 1 and 2.
Yeah, he's gonna some, and he's got to unwrap, right? That takes a couple seconds, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like 0.2, 0.3, you know. Okay, quarterback of the year in this division. Who's got the edge to win the quarterback of the year in this division? I was looking at it today, and I was like, man, it's a bit open ended in terms of who I think can win this elusive trophy.
Are you saying that because there's also probably consideration to be taken in terms of the rushing yards?
Well,
that's always the case, right?
Francis Dumontier, right? 32 TDs, 11 INTs. Kenny Boutillier, 29 and 8. George Spano, 28 and 3.
The
right?
3 is key there.
Yeah,
3 picks,
Chung,
yeah.
27 and 6. You look at Nick DeLacy, 26-5, right? You look at the passing percentage of Nick. He's got 71% passing, which I think is a strong mark to have overall. And you mentioned the rushing for these quarterbacks here.
Well, Kenny Boutelier has the most rushing yards, 342. Just tack those on to his passing yards. So he's in the 1,300 range for total yards.
Right.
And add two more TDs to that count of 29 passing TDs. So he's at 31-8. So if I had to pick between him and Francis Dumontier, I'd probably pick Dumontier just because he has more passing yards, one more passing TD. Though I prefer the 3 less interceptions from Kenny. Is there another quarterback you see?
Nick DeLacy, if he can put a run here, if he can, and we're underway here, he's got 19 minutes here, he's done 1. That's Eagle. If DeLacy can put together a script of, say, 250 per game, so 500 yards more passing that he has left, right? That would give him just under 1,600 for the season. And if he can get 8 more touchdowns, that could be enough at that clip of 71% passing.
Yeah, and he's the leader right now in completion percentage. He's really the number one in terms of completion percentage at 72, completing 72% of his passes. And with 117 quarterback rating, that's hard to argue there.
We have an early update here. The hours are going by the wayside here. Iggy, what do you think right now?
On Eagle?
Yeah.
The hours are going by the wayside or the candies?
The arrows.
Oh, the arrows. That's a weird... Now that I'm thinking of it, just hearing you, arrow sounds like you're saying arrow wrong. And I forget what word you said. Yeah, he's absolutely attacking these.
He is ripping it apart, my
the
friend.
Bubbles, the chocolate with the
I have
bubbles.
to make up for the time.
Yeah.
He is destroying that. Okay, so I got Nick DeLacy as the wild card.
It's not much of a wild card. There's a case to be made for him. He's looks like 3rd in QB rating.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see what Garner Ross can do in the final 2
I don't
games.
think he has enough.
He's 4 TDs back right now of Nick DeLacy, but he has the least interceptions thrown in the division. He's playing it maybe a little too safe to win quarterback of the year, but definitely not too safe for his team to be winning games. We just talked about his team potentially being as going up as high as the number 2 seed here in Tier 4. Just watch out for Garner Ross. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, he might run out of racetrack to win that
Maybe,
award. So again, it's gonna be fascinating to see how this plays out. But I got DeLacy's my guy. Okay, you look at Ramfins, Pass the Boys, Save the Turf Tolls, and Owning Flags. They all have a game in hand right now for first place. They're all at 7 games left in the regular season or the opening round of games here.
2 games left.
Yeah, 2 games left,
Yes.
more or less. You think they have a chance at first place, one of these teams here, whether it's Ramfin, Save the Turf Tolls, Pass or Rabiat, or even Owning Flags to get into that top spot with Super Troopers playing one more game?
So it all depends on who they play, and Super Troopers play against Cookie Monsters. Really, almost like the last day of the regular season, all the way on November 11th. So it really depends on how you feel Super Troopers will do against Cookie Monsters.
Right.
I mean, the discussion starts there because if they win the game, then
it's null and void. Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
So how do you think they fare against?
I think Cookie Monsters are gonna be tough. I saw them play at Loyola a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
they got some good speed.
They have the speed to match up with certain plays that Kenny likes to run with Zach.
Felix Boutte has been getting better at quarterback at that for this team here.
Like Kenny, yeah.
Yeah, Brissett's good. Raymond's decent. Jules Regenbal, we know about him, right? He's the guy that we know playing quarterback at the higher levels.
Good defender, though, in Tier 4 and receiver, right? You have that long, rangy player.
Absolutely. I think this is not going to be an easy game for Super Troopers. I don't think they're going to have, a 2-score win here. I think this might come down to extra points.
It could come down to a tie. This game could end in a tie.
Which could be the bane for Super Troopers, right? And how this can go out for them. So I just think that right now, Super Troopers, they have to hit their extra points if they're going to win this game. You can't just win touchdowns and not score extra points. If they don't get the extra points, it's going to hurt them this matchup.
And then the follow-up question is, amongst the next teams,
15 minutes to go.
Who's the most likely to supersede Super Troopers here?
Yeah, with them having 2 games in hand, right? So
Yeah.
they had that extra game on Super Troopers.
Yeah.
Is there a team like Save the Turf Tolls? We know about them. Pastor Rabiat. Look, the Pasta boys are always tough.
Yeah.
But they always glitch up at some point, and this might be their glitch up where they miss a chance to be at least number 2 seed, if not the number 1 seed, if things go their way. Only flags.
I think they can run the table. Pasta. They're playing Leos and Meat Lovers. Some of 2 of the bottom feeders and basement feeders here in the division. So Pasta Rabiat can definitely run the table. Then you are going on to
only
Ramfins?
flags. Yeah, Ramfins. Only flags. I mean,
Ramfins can win both too. They have threat level Midnight and then the aforementioned Toon Squad.
yeah.
That they can run the table there. Only Flags are playing Bloodline and Save the Turtles.
Yeah.
That one's going to be interesting. So between Only Flags and Save the Turtles, so only one of those 2 teams can actually jump Super Troopers.
Yeah. So I just think right now, if Troopers were to lose, yes, I would give Pastor Rabiat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they would be the number 1 team to.
They made the jump
supersede.
last year in spring season, and they came up short in the playoffs because they just ran out of like bodies and didn't have enough players to play. But I think they can definitely make some noise if they have a full, healthy roster going towards November.
Always key, yeah.
Always key. All right, update here, Eagle. What are we at now?
I'm halfway done.
Halfway there.
We got 13 minutes left here, and he's halfway done, huh? So that means he's done through 25.
He's literally at 12 minutes right now. It was
man.
12:20.
I think he's slowing down a little bit here.
No, I'm tagging on Instagram.
Oh, man. I really want him to talk, so he slows him down here.
So evil.
Okay, Co-Ed 1, Co-Ed 2.
Ooh.
A lot to dissect, a lot to unpack here with Co-Ed 1 and Co-Ed 2 here, Iggs. First and foremost. Sorry, I just lost my computer.
Well, I think we're doing Co-Ed 1.
Co-Ed 1, yeah.
How are you doing this? I thought I told you a specific order.
Yes.
Women's.
Did you? Oh, right. Yes. So hold off on that then.
Women's then.
We'll do women's. I beg your pardon. Yes, we'll do women's first. I apologize. I didn't change the order. I saw your order, your text. I didn't change it afterwards.
Yes.
I was literally doing it as you were texting me. That's why. Okay, we'll do women's. I beg your pardon here. So, look, Red Nation, they're trying to fizz again.
Fizz.
In the right way.
What kind of fizz candy are they? There is literally a candy called Fizz. I
Yeah,
remember.
which-
There's also a telephone line called Fizz.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
Was there like some like myth or legend story that if you had an old school candy that was popping in your mouth and you drank Coke, it would explode your mouth? The Simpsons made something.
I mean,
fun.
Mentos
There's
is technically
Mentos.
true, and that is an
Yeah.
actual thing.
Right, but there was I think it's called like Rock Stopper or something like that, where
Yeah.
you put it in your mouth, it would literally
Crack.
crack open,
Crackle.
and if you drank Coke, it would literally.
Yeah, I would not
Crop
want to
stoppers.
try that.
Yeah. There's
Eagle,
this-
can you try that for us?
No.
Why not?
Because he's eating right now. He's
Because
devouring.
my-
right
No,
now.
that's the point.
Because my fiance works in dentistry, and she'd be very upset.
Oh man, Megan's gonna kick your ass. I think we lost our invitations to the wedding, my friend.
Oh.
I think we're both gonna be axed. She definitely does not want him doing this. Was it 8 months out from your wedding? For your birthday?
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, Red Nation. They're fizzing in a way that they're like Mentos with Coca-Cola. They are starting to really explode now. I picked them to win last week. They are now 4-3.
Did you though?
I did pick them to win last
Okay.
week. Yeah.
Okay.
So at this point now, are you comfortable that they will be the 3 seed going towards the knockout round?
So I'm breaking down what the win over Wolfpack means for them.
Wolfpack has no more games left, so
yeah,
they
that's
can't.
it. So they can't jump them.
No.
Now the thing is, the Wildcats play Red Nation in their next game. So Wildcats would definitely need to win that game. They would both be 4-4, and both teams would have beat each other once. Now Red Nation beat them by 7 points in their first game.
Yeah.
So Wildcats, I presume, would need to beat them by 8 or more in order to jump them in the standings.
Yeah, because they head-to-head tiebreaker.
Now, it's a little confusing because don't look now in the tiebreaker section, but there are no details there.
Yeah, thank God.
One job.
One job, yes. So I'm not too sure. Like they would be 1-1 in their head-to-head. Would it be then their points against within the head-to-head matchup? I don't
Yeah,
think
it's point
so.
differential.
No, it's just points against at
Oh,
that
my
point.
goodness. I told this to Rob years ago. If we have a head-to-head game where they play twice in one season, if it's split 1-1, you
Combined.
point differential. That's what they do in
What
other
does the Eagles
leagues.
say? What does the Eagles say? Yeah, it should. We can make it that way.
Carlo!
Hey, I hear you now.
I know.
All it took was Carlo. There we go.
Carlo.
Ah, this is
Okay,
beautiful.
so in this case now for
Yes.
Red Nation, are we comfortable enough to say they will be the 3 seed?
I think so. They're, like I said last week's episode, this is around the time they start fizzing up, as you're saying, or they just start playing their best football. And I wasn't too sure if that was already going to come out in the game against Wolfpack, and they proved me absolutely wrong. I'm writing a game recap on this one, and just to sprinkle a few key highlights from that game. Wolfpack started with the ball.
Yeah.
3 plays in, Kial and Beckles, interception. Allison Sobel takes the ball, scores 6-0. They get another stop from their defense. Allison Sobel pounces on them again, 12-0. They get another stop or another interception. So they were just compounding all the efforts and just taking the momentum of the game in their way.
Right.
And it just reminded me of what I was talking about, where Red Nation just click. And the clicking happened, and it happened last week. So I think they definitely are the number 3 seed moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, they can make their third finals in the last, hold on here, 1, 2,
4 or 5 years? 3 and 5?
Yeah,
3 and 5?
This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Third finals in the last 5 seasons.
It's pretty good.
I mean, look, we know who's ahead of them, Vortex and Brutes, right? And in this case that we are for Vortex and Brutes, how do they maintain their focus? Because, look, they've been coasting, man. I mean, aside from the game that they had between each other, which Vortex lost, they haven't had any real issues along the way.
Yeah. Well, definitely, if anything, Red Nation will absolutely need the double elimination, because right now, if the regular season ended today, they were playing Vortex first round.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that game.
So, look, even if you lose, which is fine because you have the double elimination status, at least give your best shot to Vortex. Plant a seed of doubt in Vortex's mind. That's all that game is worth, that first game, because chances are you're going to lose, but make it a 26-25 loss.
Right.
Right? Or victory for Vortex, or 25-26 loss. Make it a 1-point loss. Make it a game of converts, you know? Plant the seed of doubt in Vortex in that first playoff game.
Yeah, I think, look, if Vortex plays Red Nation, which is in all likelihood going to be the case, I can't see Red Nation beating them round 1. Maybe, if Red Nation loses that game, they kind of build momentum towards that rematch.
And
I
have
guess.
a game plan in place.
Yeah, and have a few more games under their belt. But I just can't see them upending Vortex or Brutes today. It could change in a few weeks because, again, playoffs, all it takes is one funny play, and it changes the narrative. You throw away the script at that point. But if they're going to do it, they have to be literally 125% on. They can't be 100%. They have to be 125.
Yeah.
And I know it's mathematically impossible to be beyond 100% in that type of formula, but that's what they have to do to have a chance. And same thing goes for the Wildcats and X and Red Bulls, right? And look, Red Bulls, we all know that it's going to be a very small chance of them even making an impact in the knockout round. But if you're the Wildcats, if you're the Wolfpack, if you're X, same thing goes. You have to be no mistakes, and you have to slow it down. You have to force them out of their comfort zone so that they are the ones who are nervous. They're the ones who are frustrated, and they have to make the moves to catch up to you and not you chasing them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yep. Agreed.
So we'll see how this plays out for them as well. Manu Allard-Roy will join us when?
So we're going to talk women's. We're next going to talk co-ed 1. And co-ed 2.
Co-ed 2 we're going to talk.
We're then going to go to co-ed 1, and then he's going to join us at the ending segments of co-ed 1.
Okay, so we're doing co-ed 2, then co-ed 1.
Yes.
Fair enough. Then. Doing on to co-ed 2. Are we liking Wise chances to go undefeated now? I think they are in a pretty strong hole to go 8-0. What does that mean for knockarounds? Who knows? But I think for Gino DeFazio, it would be a nice momentum boost to his plan to be undefeated going towards November.
Sure. I mean, they have one game left, and it's against.
At least we tried.
Sure. I mean, that'll be a tough test for them. At least we tried has a very good defense on them.
Mhm.
And while the Y&Y offense has been clicking, it's been doing well. I'm not going to take that away from them. It hasn't seen a defense like at least we tried.
Right.
So who knows? That's more important than the victory. This is as probably the toughest test that they have in terms of a playoff matchup down the line, right?
Right.
This could be a semifinal or even a finals preview. Could be. So it's more important to see how they fare, how they match up. They had a good one against Sub-Zero, and it was an 8-point victory. But Sub-Zero kept it within one possession. So here's another real test for them. And I think that's more important, how they play and how they see their style of play and to see if they need to tweak and make any adjustments in the next round, if ever they do play. At least we tried.
Okay, who does this game mean more to? Y&Y or at least we tried?
In terms of?
Just forget about the standings, right?
Okay, so not in terms of the standings.
Yeah, because at least we try has 2 more games to go. So forget about the standings, but in terms of the head-to-head context of these two teams, Y&Y knows that they can be the invincibles going towards the knockout rounds, but at least we try. If they beat them, can send that warning shot that, hey, it's not going to be easy road for you to get to that final in the first weekend or second weekend of December.
I'll answer it like this. I think it's equally important for both teams, but not just generically like that. I think both team offenses have a critical role to play here, and for different reasons. Like I said, Y&Y have put up 200 points. They've looked good, but against a really strong, at least we tried defense. Let's see how they fare. Versus, at least we tried's offense hasn't been clicking on all cylinders. It's done just enough for the defense to make a true impact in their game. But if I had to take a guess, they're probably winning most games by like a 21-6 score line on average, whereas Y&Y is winning like 28-20 type of games, right? So I think at least we tried offense needs this game one more rep under they actually have 2 more games, so they have 2 more reps to try and really roll out the offense and get it rolling.
Yeah.
Whereas Y&Y, it's been rolling, and they need to make sure that even against a really good defense, that it can continue to roll.
Update, we are now in the final 90 seconds of the challenge. Eagle is at how many boxes now?
We got 8 left.
8 left. You think he's going to do it?
He literally has 2 minutes.
No, he
He has 2 minutes. He has 20. I started it, and we opened the box at 20 seconds.
No, he opened it at 4 seconds.
No, at 20.
I saw him open 4 seconds.
No. Well, or he dumped it at 20.
He started at 4 seconds.
No, he has 0 zeros and 20 seconds.
Oh, look at this tainted number here. He's got a minute and change left. It's gonna be close.
What does he have left?
He's
He
got
has
smart-
a Smarties.
Yeah.
That's a bad choice.
Yeah, because that's a lot of individual.
It's a lot of individual candies. It's
Yeah.
not just like the Kit Kat bar or the coffee crisp.
Can we go
where it's
Facebook Live on this now?
where it's-
Instagram
where
Live
it's a
now?
single.
Let's go Instagram Live right now for the final 30 seconds here. This is
Okay.
utter chaos right now, and the CTA. We're doing an Instagram Live as we're doing the recording of the CTA. Eagle now has about a minute or so to complete the challenge here. Will he be 1-2 or will he be 2-1 and have this for the next 12 months over us that he can eat 50 candies in 25 minutes? And right now, Eagle is. He looks like a drunken sailor. Iggy is. Here we go.
Okay.
So we're doing a Instagram Stories Live as we speak. Eagle now has how many candies? He's got 5 more to go, and he's got 35. Oh no, he's got about 45 seconds. Now make it 40 seconds left here to do it. He's really doing the dramatics right now. Eagle now swallowing another Smarties right now. He is devouring them like there's no tomorrow. Look at him. Oh, the fumble right there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He is flush.
I should have never fixed your internet.
Oh, he's got.
You have 10 seconds.
He's got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He is 1-2 in the Halloween Candy Challenge.
I'm very close.
Oh, no, you were not, big boy.
I have 4 boxes left.
You lost.
I I didn't lose.
You actually have, you have 3 right there. Is that 3 or 4?
So one.
Yeah, exactly. All right, there you go. Eagle has lost the challenge, my friend. Over. 1-2 now. Anyway, back to the show here. This is utter chaos right now, this show. This is what we have unscripted, scripts right now.
That's it. Put the title of the show, Unscripted Scripts.
Yeah, it's unscripted scripts right now. So as we're going through the show right now, Eagle is by the way, we're gonna do the Arush challenge, which is gonna happen when?
Next week, maybe?
It has to be next week.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, man, because my stomach's not ready for eating 6 of those, but I'll figure it out. I'll make the best of the situation. Okay, Sub-Zero. You look at it now in the standings, Iggs. That loss that you and I witnessed at Loyola.
Yeah, we talk about. Why do you bring this up every week?
No, but now it's going to cost them, because had they won that game, they would have been 4-3. They would have been in 5th place, and they would have had double elimination. But now, because of that loss, it might cost them.
It could. Yes. Would they be in a better position today? Yes, absolutely.
They'd be in the 5th spot right now. They'd be in the 5 hole.
And they're playing the Step Bros, which they're the Sub-Zero are the favorite in that game. But Step Bros, if they play their best game, they could give Sub-Zero a run for their money. And I'll agree with you here. Sub-Zero had their chance early on in the season to cement themselves. They didn't know it, neither did we, but they had that might come back and bite them.
It's going to bite them in the backside now, and it might cost them a higher seed. It might cost them a better matchup in the opening round, and now they're single elimination the rest of the way. You can put that back in the box. I'll put it on compost after.
I'll take one now, actually.
No, he's got to finish it, man. It's like that golfer, right? You know, when they had that putt and they missed it for the golden jacket, for the green jacket.
You got to still putt it.
Yeah, put it in to finish second place. That's what he's doing right now, finishing second place.
Look,
if you give me a full 25 minutes without the internet stuff, I actually make it.
Yeah.
Well, would have, could have, should have, right? Yeah. That's not the case. Not my fault.
Though, don't forget, seeds 7 and 8 in the standings of COA 2 do earn themselves a week 1 round 1 bye. So they're in prime position for that as of right now. Now, you never know. The Predators and the Step Bros have 2 games in hand. And Step Bros are playing Sub-Zero, so they could leapfrog Sub-Zero.
Yeah, they could fall into that single, literally winning your in type of thing here.
Into the 9th seed, yes.
Right, and the Predators, when you think about what they did this season, they lost Sub-Zero by 8 back on October 11th and outdoors in Sherbrooke, right? So they do have that credit card.
We play games in Sherbrooke now?
On Sherbrooke Street, yeah. They do have that credit, right, to work with, where they had the tiebreaker over Step Bros. But I don't know. I think for Sub-Zero now, it's going to be matchup dependent, right? If they're going to be on the red side of the fence here, it would be matchup dependent who they get. And if I stand correct here, when we have 9 versus 12 and 10 versus 11, that will give us 10, correct?
10 what?
10 teams left.
Sure, but there's also a number 1 and number 2 seeds get by.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it's all matchup dependent for them. Preds are a team to watch out for. Free agents, they play, I know they came together as a crew, hence the name.
Pretty good.
But they're pretty good, man.
Yeah.
They're not easing out, man.
No.
They're a smart football team. The female depth that they have is good. They're very efficient in what they do. They come up with big plays on both sides of the football.
Yep.
And they might pull off a win or two in the knockout rounds.
I can see that. I could see the argument for it. Rachel Shea, like you're mentioning, at snapper, catching big-time touchdowns for game-winning touchdowns.
Yeah.
I like what I've seen from Catherine Bergeron. And, of course, we know, Diana James Landry has been part of FPF for a few seasons now, and she's just improving the game every season. So, the female cotton, they definitely have
no question about that, though. So it's going to be unique to see how this plays out for Co-Ed 2 and how that unfolds for them. Co-Ed 1, what we're going to do now, we're going to wait for Manu. We're going to have him on.
No, we can talk Co-Ed 1, and then as we're wrapping up Co-Ed 1, he will be the final segment.
Fair enough, then. So we'll get Co-Ed 1 rolling here, and we'll get Manu Allard-Roy on with us to talk about that at the end of this chit-chat with Iggy and I. Okay, so right now,
right now.
Sorry, sorry, my bad. I was rereading my word.
Yes, the red zone.
Because the reason why I had PTSD because these guys always change the script on me, so I have to double read everything to make sure.
This is amazing. We didn't change the script, and he's still looking and like freaking out.
I gotta make sure the script's not changed because these idiots here will change a word or two. I catch you right away, but you know what? We've got a couple weeks without doing that, right? So you just never know. They might slip one through. Okay.
And you thought the red zone maybe there
yeah, I
was
was like,
one
wait a
there?
minute, hold on here. Let me double check that right now.
Okay, Ron Burgundy.
All right, look, the teams in the red zone right now, do you give them any chance at getting a double elimination status going towards the final games that we have left? Fit Squad, Vultures, Deep Balls, those are all good teams. These aren't pushover teams in Co-Ed 1, but could they somehow get into that green window of the brackets?
So, Deep Balls, I'm going to say no. Last week we said they're playing Easy Fun and then Kiss My End Zone. Those are respectively the 2 and 1 seeds in the division. Hard to see them beating both teams, which they would need. Super interesting is our Vultures and Fit Squad here. Vultures play the IG team.
Yeah.
IG team, a bit of a team, Eagle, if you can put the Co-Ed 1 standings up.
I thought this was going on. My bad. I clicked the wrong one.
He's high on sugar right now. So
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of loopiness.
20 grams of protein apparently.
Yeah.
So
Vultures are an interesting case here because they're playing an IG team that is actually kind of trending downwards as of late. You hype them up early on, and rightfully so. And then as of recent weeks, you mentioned the injury or partial injury to Jeans Alexis has seen the team kind of dwindle down not the standings per se, they're still in the 3rd seed, but their play in recent weeks, losing to Fit Squad on Monday night. So Vultures have IG team, which they would absolutely need the win, which would tie them with Plenty of Fish if Plenty of Fish were to lose to Fit Squad. Now, if that happens, Fit Squad would then jump in. And then there would be a tie between Plenty of Fish and Vultures, but then we're talking about them being either 5th or 6th. Again, 5th seed important because you have a bye.
yeah.
So that one's actually kind of a critical. If you want to be if you don't want to be, but if you end up being in the red, if you end up being in the red, you want to be the 5th seed. And then, like I said, Fit Squad played Plenty of Fish, and I don't know how that game goes. I thought this was easy. It's Plenty of Fish, no doubt. Man, Fit Squad have ripped 3 wins in a row here.
Yeah, they have.
Or have won, 3 out of the last 4, I believe is how they're...
Yeah, after we trashed them like a month ago.
Yeah.
They're
turning things around, and they might beat Fit Squad. They might beat Plenty of Fish.
You know why? Because they don't have any outdoor games. They are now indoors.
Yeah.
Climate control now. And they're that classic dome team. Can't play outdoors.
So if there's one team, I'm going to go Fit Squad if there's one team to make it and jump.
I'm going to give Vultures a chance here. Deep Balls,
they need a lot of things to go their way.
100%. But, you know, they're red ink right now. I think they can get out of it. Deep Balls.
Actually, they can't. Vultures are stuck where they are.
Oh, because the head-to-head, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
the head-to-head was a tie, though. It was a 40-40 tie with Plenty of Fish.
So they can still get it because...
It would be a points against battle.
Points against battle right now. The point differential, exactly. It's what it is, right? So it's...
They would need to make sure that they don't allow, I think, like 17 or more points in a win over IG team.
Right. And that's the thing, right? You have to look at it.
Like it's a points against thing.
Yeah, how does Babe McMahon approach the game now, right? You're trying to win it and not give up 17.
Well, no, they can give up 17, but then Plenty of Fish would need to lose by 18 or
that's
something along those lines.
That's going to be tough.
It's all about points against.
Yeah.
And it's in 2 independent games.
Yeah. It's not going to be easy for them.
Tough.
It's not going to be easy.
The easiest one is Fit Squad beats Plenty of Fish and they're in.
Yeah.
That's the easiest one.
Iggs, with the teams that are established right now, you got Kiss My End Zone running away with the division. Easy Fun. We'll exclude IG team, Plenty of Fish. So we'll include them, I beg your pardon. So right now, is there a vulnerable team in the top end of the division.
Is
that
there
you
a vulnerable team?
Yeah, that's you can say. Yeah, I'm not too sure about them going towards knockout.
I think every team can lose. Every team
gotta pick one
has
team.
lost.
You gotta pick one team. I got Easy Fun as my team. They're just too polarizing at times. When they're on, they're on. When they're off, it's like, oh man, they're frustrating to watch.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I'll ask the question differently.
Yeah.
Which of the teams is most matchup dependent, where a bad round will hurt them?
Easy Fun.
Yeah. Put it that in that frame of context. Yeah, I'll say Easy Fun as well.
Easy Fun.
They're a bit more matchup dependent. Yeah.
Yeah, they have to have the right seam of games to make a deep run. You talk about quarterback play, Nick Blay. We know him very well, but he's had some moments, right? You're like, ooh, he's not playing well today.
Good and bad.
Good and bad, right?
Like, yeah, he's had some moments, but both really clean games where he has 5 passing TDs. He's running 5 or 6 times for like 60 yards, and where he looks flawless.
Yeah.
And then he has those games, where he doesn't look as much as one of the leading quarterbacks in the division.
And my question is, who is the star receiver on this team? They have great depth, but who is the alpha?
That's not true. I don't necessarily see that.
Look at the distribution of yards.
Okay, if anything, that's a testament to them. But JC Ferland is a beast. He is a wide receiver 1 on almost any team in Co-Ed 1. And then to add Sam Emilio Pelcha, very, very good receiver. And that's not depth. That's literally wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2. Then the depth is Maxime Bouchessier, who's really good, by the way. Frédéric Daou, Nathan Desjardins, Florence Léonard. They have so much depth and good depth, but it's like high-end wide receiver 3 talent. So to me, they have a wide receiver 1. It's JC Ferland, and then in snapper, Sam Emilio Pelcha is their number 2.
We'll be joined by Manu Allard-Roy in the coming seconds here on Calling the Audible, as we'll wrap up this division with him, co-ed, and then we'll move into tier 2 with him.
As he's playing in both divisions, right? He's playing with, actually in multiple divisions, he's playing with Vultures in co-ed 1. So we'll get his perspective on the season so far. And he's playing with Diamond Bougie in tier 2.
Oh, look at that. We're matching today with our hoodies.
Jeez, it looks like you're wearing the same hoodie here.
Yeah, more or less.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Manu.
He's wearing a
Welcome.
Diablo's hoodie there.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Black hoodie with the red hood.
That's like Mo Khan over here. Black
Hey.
hoodie with their
Matchy match for my first appearance. So
Manu
you know,
is,
that's really right.
we had that telepathy, Manu and I. We were broadcast team the spring season there, So
There you go.
Manu, what is your go-to Halloween candy?
I'd go with probably the little worms, sour worms, gummies.
Oh, so it's like a real sweet tooth over there, huh?
Yeah.
Sour worms though.
Sour,
just,
yeah.
Sour. Ooh.
Yeah,
So
not
it's
just
sour.
the
Yeah.
glistened worms.
Yeah. So when you watch this episode, Eagle over here, he did not complete the.
No, you're lying. I pulled it off.
Oh my god! Did you watch we went live? We went
I
live
saw
about
the-
6 minutes ago. Did you?
I saw
catch
the end
that?
of it. I saw Mo just celebrating his victory over Eagle.
Victory is sweet.
I
Speaking
guess it is.
Speaking of sweet, let's talk about co-ed. Your thoughts on this season as we approach now the knockout stage of co-ed?
It's been do you mean for my team or as a whole, the division as a whole?
I'll go with as a whole, like what you've
As a
seen
whole,
so
okay.
far. Yes.
Yeah, looking at the standing right now, I feel like it's pretty equal as far as the division. No team is really being destroyed or having that much problems. Of course, there's us and D-Balls at only 2 wins, but I feel like any team in co-ed 1 is pretty strong as his force, but also his weaknesses. But Kiss My End Zone and IG teams are the team that I feel are gonna probably make a push for maybe a rematch of the spring season.
So Manu, I asked Iggy this question in co-ed 1. Which team, whether it's Kiss My End Zone, Easy Fun, even IG team or Plenty of Fish, which one is more vulnerable going towards the knockout rounds?
It's a good question. I tend to say maybe IG team since they've been a little bit down these recent games, but they've got the experience. They've been there. Uh, they step up in the big games. So my choice would probably be Plenty of Fish. They're a really good team, but I don't know who will show up for the playoffs games. When I played them, they were missing players. I don't know if that's going to be a problem, but their squad is really strong. It's tough to say, but I'll go with Plenty of Fish.
Okay. Manu, this is your second season, I believe, with the Vultures in co-ed. Two questions for you. What have you seen the biggest difference in terms of co-ed versus regular men's division? And then in the Vultures team specifically, who's a player that has surprised you that you weren't too aware of, but who has really surprised you in terms of their play that you just caught you by surprise?
So the difference, I'd say, probably the games are a little bit more slow, but there's not that much of a difference. I think what will make a difference will be in the next season when it's going to be 3 girls and 3 guys on the field.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be really interesting because when I look at the stats, the top stats, it's pretty much guys up until maybe like the 12th player. And I would like to see more girls in the top 5 as receiving. But as far as for Vultures, I think the 2 girls that are a new addition to our team is Gigi and Emma, who came from Red Nation. And these girls are really fun to play with. They have a really good attitude, and they are willing to learn. They're always there to compete, and I love playing with them. And they amaze me that their skill. They read the play well, and Gigi, she's a baller.
Okay, Gigi Kabila Bonte is a former McGill Martlet basketball player, won a national title with the Martlets, and also at the stage-up level with the Nomads in Montmorency. If your life was on the line, would you trust Gigi Kabila Bonte to hit a 3-point shot or to catch a 40-yard bomb for a touchdown?
Oof, that's tough. I'd probably say for now the 3-point, but when she's gonna learn how to better run the routes as a wide, she'll get there. I'd say the 40-yard bomb, but for now, if she's a champion, but she's a champion in both, so it's tough. I never seen her play basketball though.
I've seen her play enough times. She's very good. Very good.
I'm sure.
On to tier 2, Manu, and I had this question on the script for Iggy, but I'll ask you first. Infantry, they're 5-1. They're in the 4th seed right now in tier 2.
Yeah.
Are they an elite team or just another team?
No, I think they're elite, 100%. When we played them with Diamond Bougie was the first week of the season. They played really well. I mean, they have some ballers all across the roster, and man, I think they're legit. I don't know how they're gonna pan out for the rest of the season, but they got still CRA left and Junkyard Dogs, which are games they probably win. But yeah, they're solid. I mean, Nicolas Di Mauro, he's really good. He's not talked a lot, but he's really good. Against us, he played a really good game. So I think we know the big names, Rory, Andrew Grant also. But yeah, they're a really good team.
Manu, speaking of your team, Diamond Bougie, you've been part of the Diamond Bougie versus Kiss My In-Law battles. You've been on the Kiss My In-Laws side, and now you're on the other side with DNB here.
He's smart for leaving.
So why do you believe it's Diamond Bougie's year in Tier 2? So, like, what's different from this season now that you're on the team from past seasons? Just your sense. Why do you think it's Diamond Bougie's year?
I think the guys they have the guys that I joined like Felix, you got Jules, Noah, and Arthur, the main guys from the team. It's been a couple of years, a couple of seasons they played together, so they gained that FPF experience. I think they played also Team Quebec earlier, so they have that experience in flag. They're all ballers, but I think it's that experience, and especially at that quarterback position, Jules is playing out of his mind. Only one pick thrown to like I don't know how many did he pass.
You lost count, yeah.
I lost count, but it's his accuracy. He's a very smart quarterback, and he's also has a really good ability to move with his legs, which I didn't see in the past season. But now playing with him, I can see how he really can extend the plays and throw off his back foot, which is super impressive.
It's crazy.
And yeah, so I'd say the differentiating factor would be the experience of Jules, because he's really developing into a elite quarterback.
So I was going to say that's the one thing I've always noticed about his game, in that it reaches a point in the season where he just does a bunch of stupid shit and throws a game away, right? Is he done with that? Like, is it like, okay, now it's time to win? Or they're like, the players behind the scenes are all like, this better not be that game. Like, stick to the script, play your balls out and everything. Like, don't make mistakes.
Well, I think that it happened in like the first half of a game against Beer Belly Brigade. We had a game at the Loyola Outdoors. First half, it was really not going well. I think he threw a pick and we just couldn't move the ball. But at half, I just went and talked to him, say, hey, let's go. Trust me, we'll go get it. And we drove down the field one play at a time, and he was able to recollect himself and stay poised. And we end up winning that game on second to last play of the game on a 2-point convert. So it shows the resiliency, and I'm really proud of him. And I think we're done with that. So I hope so.
Right now, Manu, you look at Stoics and Game Changers. They're both at 3-1, holding on to the 7-8 spots for double elimination status. When this is complete for the first round of games, are they still going to be holding on to that status of double elimination, or will they drop into the red zone?
Oof, it's a really good question. Let me look at the. Okay, so we had a Game Changers tied a game against Fins Up, and
I know. I was there for that game.
Oh, you were there?
I was there.
Did Sir William Power play well?
Sir William Power. Stay tuned for the show and find out how I feel about Sir William Power, my friend.
Oh boy.
I'll can't wait to hear, because I have a big expectation for Mr. Power.
In the news segment called "Show Me What You Got."
I can't wait to see that. But
that's your saying right now, yes.
To answer your question, I think Game Changers have Dirty Birds, and that's going to be a really tough game. So I'd say they're going to fall off the green double elim, in my opinion.
Yeah. Manu, looking at your FPF career, you've risen the ranks from free agent all the way back there in that Fall Cup. Or at least one of the teams you've played on, all the way to playing in Division A and Tier 1 last year and this Fall Cup.
Yep.
What's the biggest reason for your rapid development and your, is it maybe your versatility on the field? You've played, the snapper position, slot, wide, rusher, DB. You've especially down the middle, you've played a key role for all your teams. Is that perhaps the biggest thing that you've done in your game to really improve so quickly all the way to Division A? Or just talk a little bit about your FPF career and your development.
First of all, thank you, Iggy. I really appreciate that. It's super appreciated that
Actually, Manu, I gave him that script. So
hey,
he
come
really
on,
say
man.
anything, so don't worry about it.
There you go. But thank you, guys. I appreciate it. But yeah, a lot comes from just playing more. Also, I'd say that season I had with you, Iggy, in winter in 2023, I gained a lot of experience playing with you, with Mike Piercin, with Vincent Benjamin. They're guys that I've played a lot, and I learned a lot during that time. I also played with Steve Arbissad. So now I'm playing with Jeff Rosenblatt and younger players like Jules, and also up and coming players like Brady Ohanessian and Jerome Ovington. So these guys, they all bring everything to the table, and I get to get better just by talking with them, playing against them also. But also I say our sponsor of FPF, BuzzFit, it's a big up for me. Go to the gym, then I play better on the field. So I got to give a shout out to BuzzFit.
Look at that. Shameless promotion. Manu, Eagle's got a question for you.
Yeah, so last week we talked about some of the rule changes coming for winter 2024. Is there anything that was on your list that either didn't make it or something that you're super excited for seeing the change happen for next season?
I think I've spoken a little bit about it in the co-ed segment. I think the new co-ed rules for 3 girls, 3 guys it's really fun. I think it's gonna really differentiate the co-ed from the men's division even more. But other than that, I think pretty much every rule is nice. I love the onside kick. I feel like it's such a great addition to our game. Sometimes I look old games of all the FPF footage, and like when the team is down 2 scores, it's like there's not really much to do. And now it's really fun that you have this option to come back from down 14 points. You can swing the game back, and I think it brought something really nice. And I'm really happy that we have this rule.
Last question for you, Manu. Where are you right now in the house? Where are you in the basement? Are you in the room? Or where are you right now?
No, I'm in my living room.
All right. So, how far would we have to walk into your house to find out that you play in the FPF world? If we walk into your house, into the Allard-Roy house, how far do we have to go to see that?
Like,
you're
where's your
FPF?
swag? Where's your trophy case in comparison to the front door?
The trophy case is in my bedroom, so we have to go upstairs.
So the ladies can see it.
Yeah,
I
the ladies
understand.
Exactly. But if you walk in, you have my shirts right there. So
Okay.
I got a rep Air Force One right there.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. All right.
So there you go. I got all my stuff. I got so much shirt, man. So
leave his clothes around the house over here.
One of every color. You get used to it.
Exactly.
yeah, exactly.
All right, then, Manu. Thank you so much for joining us, my friend. We'll see you somewhere down the road. Yeah, on the field.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Iggy. Thank you, Mo. Thank you, Eagle, for bringing me on the show. And have a great Halloween and candy eating.
And show me what you got for Sir William Power over there.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait to see.
Can't wait for that either.
All right,
Thanks, Manu.
Thank you, Manu.
Bye, guys.
Manu Allard-Roy here with us on CTA. Just to further wrap up Tier 2, beg your pardon. We look at some of these teams now, Iggs. Stoics, Game Changers, Ambush, Beer Belly Brigade. There's some 12. 1 point separates more or less. Do you think we'll see a dramatic change in the standings going towards the final game or games left on the schedule?
Yes. I'm not sure where the change is going to happen. I mean, every team is so good. I mean, the most drastic change has already happened. Stoics, I believe, were in the 12th seed, if I'm not mistaken. Stoics 7, they just got a win. They were at 5. So, yeah, they were in the 13th seed, actually.
Yeah.
And jumped with 1 win, jumped all the way into 7th. So that already is the most drastic change that could have happened. Looks like that's what she said are going to be stuck in the single elimination. Ambush would have to beat Kiss My In-Laws, the number 1 seed, to move up. Patebesed and Narush are static. They're in the 11 and 12 seed. Maybe they're static in the red zone. Beer Belly Brigade might be the one that can move up with 2 more games remaining. Again, depending on who exactly their opponent is. It's likely going to be Dirty Birds in one of those games because they also have 6. So they're playing Still CRA and EZW. I think Still CRA is a game they can have.
They'll win that, yeah.
But EZW might underestimate them, but I'd still make it a 44-40 victory for EZW. So they, in my opinion, they'll only get 1 out of the 2 wins. So that will propel them to 8 points. That's my biggest change for you, is that they might get like the 6th or 7th seed.
Yeah, I don't see Stokes dropping.
I don't either.
They added Gisli Alexley to the roster, and that's big time.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm curious. Do you think Gisli knows Chris Gervais' name?
Yes. He also probably knows he's left-handed.
He thought it was Rob Campana.
Really? Another one, huh?
Yeah, I don't think he knows.
Another one.
I don't think he knows C-Riv's name.
Pretty sure he went on the team page and looked at the quarterback and has a name appear there. So I'm gonna go that he does.
I don't think he does know C-Riv's name.
Plus, he filmed him. He filmed him, and they shared each other's posts with the drone from Monday night. Got all the great clips and highlights
We
from
probably thanked Rob.
Khalil Kerr and Jinzi Alexi with his crazy runs.
Yeah, well, by the way, that was a drop ball by Khalil Kerr. Watch the end.
No,
I watched it. He bobbled at
no,
the
he
end.
does not.
He does.
No,
He
no, no,
lost
no.
control.
There's full control of the ball.
Khalil and I had a
100.
conversation about it. I go, Khalil, it moved. Eh? He
And
goes,
he said no.
He said no, but I go, here's a screenshot. I sent the screenshot of it. It goes, it moved. And he was,
It would have to move and hit the ground.
it moved at the end.
It can move, but it can't hit the ground.
It hit the ground when he moved. Like when he landed.
I'd have to look at it again.
Trust me, I looked at it, man. It was
Catch of the
CSI
year.
stuff over here,
Catch
man.
of the year.
It's not a catch of the year when he had a little
Catch of the
bobble
year.
in his
Catch of the
hand
year.
there. Again, I just think that it's gonna be it holds serve right now, but you're right. Beer Belly Brigade might have a chance to move up, and if they,
Especially, it's
Yeah.
especially because Game Changers play Dirty Birds. So if Game Changers lose that game and Beer Belly wins at least one, they will move over them. They'll leapfrog them.
yeah, and with a game to work with, right? So it's just kind of like you
Yeah.
have to win out for your game changers, which gives they tied Finns up on Wednesday
Yeah.
at
Laval
Laval.
Dome. Yeah, the dome's up. How was the dome?
Dome was fine. It's comfortable, plenty of space.
I wonder why we don't play outdoors there.
Because they have soccer over there. When we play outdoors in
There-
Laval, that field where we are in the dome is a soccer field that they use.
That's not the soccer field. The main.
It's the back one. You have
Yeah.
us that we go this way.
Yeah.
The next door is a soccer field,
The
and then
mi- the big
next
one.
door to that is a
And-
soccer field. That's
and-
where the dome
and
is.
we know that those are being used.
Yeah, I remember
Okay.
one time I had to go look for someone
Damn.
from FPF.
Okay.
Yeah. I took a little stroll when you were.
Because they're bigger. They're longer fields.
Yeah, but they play 11 on 11 on that
Ah, okay.
field. I took a little stroll one time when you were subbing in for me when I went to the washroom.
I knew it. I knew
Yeah,
it.
I want to I want to peruse this scene, see if I knew anyone out there.
Uh-huh.
On to tier 3.
Okay.
More under the radar team, Joe's Panini or Penetrators? Because we've not really spoken about them at all.
Why are you reversing the script? Why are you going bottom up?
I like the I like that question.
You like the variability.
Mo's
Yeah.
more of a power bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
All
Eagles
the
more.
strength comes from.
Yeah, Eagles more on the top type of person over there. Yes. So Joe's Panini or Penetrators more under the radar at this point of the season because they are kind of making their way up slowly but surely. They're not going to jump. Use of Hands or Idaho U depends, but they could maybe get up to the 4 spot, maybe the 3 spot if it works their way.
Interesting question. Yeah, because these two teams have usually been, or at least in the
Sorry,
recent-
they can go no higher than 4. I beg your pardon. They can't jump West Island Boys.
No, they cannot. So, yeah, I know where this question's coming from because in recent seasons, Joe's Panini or Big Fat Bats were a top one of the top seeds in Division 5. Nope,
Yeah.
Division D1, D2. No, the split was after, so it was Division D. And Penetrators is this the first time they're really making a jump up? Not really. I think they played in 5B in last year or 5A in the winter. But they're just starting and maybe their second season in the middle divisions, let's say, or not the most bottom divisions, where they usually have been dominating. They've usually been the 1, 2, or 3. The lowest they've been is probably a 3 seed. So both sitting at 4 and 2. Who's more flying under the radar? Probably Joe's Panini. Just because the quarterback play of Matthew Zeppetelli has been a little bit higher than what Justin Goodman's has been. Even though Justin Goodman's been having very dominant and very good seasons,
Yeah.
I think Matthew Zeppetelli's closer to probably than Goodman to play in like Division 4 of the winter season of 2024 than Goodman is. So I just haven't seen that I don't know where it is, like that swag from Zeppetelli, and so I'm gonna go Joe's Panini. They're flying under the radar.
I like Joe's Panini a lot. Zepte's played well at quarterback. I remember the score came in their first 2 games at Mary Vic, and they came back they beat Blue Dry, I think it was in the first game.
Yep.
Where they were down, and
Yep.
they came back to win that game. And I think Zeptelli has a bit of a chip on his shoulder, right? Because of what happened, Big Fat Bats. We thought that we thought they were going to run it, and they just kind of swung and missed and
Yep.
didn't really do much. So I think they're good. I think Penetrators, since last Fall Cup, they've sort of underachieved. We thought they were good at the spring season. They just ran out of bodies at the end because
Yeah.
because people had weddings and trips, and that's understandable. but they sort of kind of like lose games where they, or not lose, but they keep teams that are inferior in games when they just mess around.
Yeah,
right?
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
If they're locked in, if they're focused, then they're very tough to beat.
Yep.
But I think Joe's Panini has that under the radar feel to it.
Especially coming off a loss to Mangoose, 31-20. Right?
Yeah.
So now they're going to, they're really under the radar now.
Right, and it's like, again, they can finish no higher than fourth if it falls their way at this point. But I wouldn't want to face either team. But
Nope.
Joe's Panini might be a tougher matchup because of the depth that they have rolling right now.
Yes.
Going towards the knockout round.
Yeah.
Trap Stars, they have a massive win over Killer Rays in
Mhm.
Laval. I feel like it renewed their confidence.
Probably,
I saw David Giroux on the sidelines afterwards, and you can see they had that old swagger that they were lacking, that confidence and arrogance that they possessed when they were running and gunning on teams. They had that gold dust in them, and they really came up big against a very good Killer Rays team overall, and how they beat them in Laval.
Yeah, so we had Jerome Hovington on last week, and he mentioned, or you asked him about Killer Rays, or maybe about the Idaho schedule coming up, and Killer Rays is on it. And he said that Tyler Bianchi had to distribute the ball more, which he's had the weapons in the past and utilized them, such as Aiden Larivière, Curtis Ryan, Evan White. And you can see that while Tyler Gerber still had 9 targets, the yards weren't there. So Trap Stars must have been very disciplined with their tackling and limited the yardage that Tyler gained on the short to intermediate, because it doesn't look like there's many, just by average of the yardage, it doesn't look like many of the completions were for deep yards. Though Bianchi did use Curtis Ryan, Larivière, they each had 50 yards. Evan White, 4 for 5 on reception targets for a touchdown. So that distribution's there, but you can tell that that's not the way necessarily that Bianchi would like to run his offense.
Yeah.
And they were down 19-6 at halftime. Killer Rays were. So they made a bit of a run to try and make a comeback, 18-13 in favor for Killer Rays in the second half, but just fell a bit short. Looks like when they're down and they can't hit the deep shot to Gerber, that the offense doesn't pick up the pace enough. I've seen them. They do. They will not go for 2-point converts or 1 point or extra point converts if it's going to save them 30 seconds. They go in a hurry up offense. So they know to, but the playbook doesn't necessarily adapt in that same way.
I wonder, because this is the first game for Killer Rays in Laval Dome this season. They played in Laval, Maine, and they played in Laval outdoors.
Okay.
It's a bigger field.
It's only slightly bigger than the Laval Maine.
I wonder if that played a little adjustment on them.
I've seen them in the winter and last Fall Cup in the Dome, and they seem perfectly fine.
Team Sexy. They've been the darlings in my eyes in Tier 3.
So you're all about sex appeal.
I am all about. We spoke about off air about a particular conversation, and they have a game in hand.
Over most teams?
Yeah, most teams, because they played 6 so far.
Right, yep.
If they max out, they finish with 11, which could put them in 4th. It could, but again, a lot of things have to fall their way for them to get to the 4th spot.
Mm-hmm.
But do they hold on to at least the 10th spot as a double elimination team?
So again, you'd have to go to their schedule, and they play Rico Riders.
Not easy.
No. But Rico Riders have been a little off this year. I'd still say Rico Riders are a 3.5-point favorite.
According to who?
To me, odds makers. But the game against In-N-Out is one that they'll likely have. Though, very much like what you said about penetrators, I could see Team Sexy leaving an equally athletic team like In-N-Out, leaving them in the game. And if a turnover late in the game or a mental mistake or a drop on 4th down, I can see actually In-N-Out maybe squeaking out a win. But again, the favorite in that one would be Team Sexy, just because they might see them and they're just as athletic as us. But I would still say that Team Sexy is the favorite. I think they go 1-1. And I think that's enough for them to propel them into the double elimination.
Yeah, I think one more win is enough for them to get that spot.
Yeah.
I think they've really grown. They've really matured since the first. I remember their first ever game in FPF was in Brossard,
last year,
January 2022. Is that when we had the return to play fully?
2023. Wow, they go back 2020 winter 2022.
Yeah, I remember. I think it's January 2022 when we came back.
Yes,
It was Brossard.
Yep.
They played in Brossard.
Yeah.
And they really matured from that.
Oh my God, so much. Yeah.
Yeah, like they didn't understand the game, and they had a lot of bravado and
Yep.
flamboyance, lacking the substance to come with the flamboyance.
Yep.
And they've really grown since then, and now here they are, where they're on the cusp of. I'm not saying to be a contender, but they're on the cusp of being in that VIP room of. Yeah, they can make a deep run in the playoffs and maybe get themselves into the finals.
I mean, I'm looking at that season. They went 5-5.
it was inconsistent though.
What division do you think they signed up
I think
in?
it was 5B, right?
It was 5.
Yeah,
that's
right.
that's pretty good. That's a really good record for your first rookie season in FPF to start in 5B and not 6 or 6D, and to trail out 5-5. But I know exactly what you're talking about. They didn't know the mechanics and the ropes of the game.
No.
They're definitely a much more developed,
Refined.
developed, refined, and matured team. I think they're gonna merit their double elimination status
Yeah.
when they get it by
One
the
more win.
season ends. Yeah.
One more wins would be good for them. On to Tier 1, our last division. Will Trottier, he is a part of the Braves. He's backed up Joe Maria at quarterback. He's played most of the reps at times for the Braves.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about the other day because I score kept the game that they had against NR, #NR.
Yep.
Could he be able to play Division 1 quarterback on his own without the Braves?
He being Will Trottier
William Trottier.
on his own without.
And leave the evil empire of the
But
Braves.
with which people would come with him on that roster? That's the thing, right? Because yes, there's a lot of people that can play Division 1 quarterback. It's just who are you throwing to and who was your defense? That really
Yeah.
means something at
Yeah,
that
it
level,
does.
you know?
Yes, it does.
Like imagine Lazaro without Gomes. Imagine Wyeth without Kerouac or Jerome.
Well, we've seen
or-
that with Lazaro and AJ Gomes when he has 10 plays off.
Okay, true.
And
But you get my point, right? Like
Yeah.
every quarterback has like one or two guys. It's like I need them on my squad or I'm not playing type of situation. So who does William Trottier get on his roster?
Emile Chatavar will be one, I think.
he's good. I'm not downplaying that, but
Like, if he put in a team, would he be?
why do I feel like he quarterbacked B ballers in Division 2 and they ended up 4-6, 5-5,
Maybe, but
6-4?
because look, Joe Mario didn't throw; it was Will that threw, and I say to myself, I go, man, like what if he had his own team? What would the outcome be for him?
And what was the? I mean, obviously it's cap reasons where Will
Yeah.
Trottier went in for Joe Mayer, but who did they bring in? Who was the difference maker? I guess it was having both James and Phil Fada
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
What do you think? Can we talk about that? Because I guess who would you rather? This one it boggled my mind a bit. So they're saying in this game that they would rather have Will Trottier throw to James Drysdale and Phil Fada than having Mayer throw to only James Drysdale or Phil Fada, one or the other. What do we think about that? Like, was that? I mean, they won the game. That's not the decision. But what if they had to make this decision in their first or second knockout round? What is the better play here? Is it for Trottier to throw to James Drysdale and Phil Fada, or Mayer to Drysdale or Fada?
I think Trottier to throw Drysdale and Farron, and then point his middle fingers at the Braves, saying, "I'm forming my own team. I'm bringing these guys with me to my new team." That's what he's going to tell these guys. No, I think it's better to have the quality that they have with Drysdale and Farron because they're matchup problems, right? NR did not have the depth to keep up with what you see. Look at the spreading of the football, right? I believe there was 7 players that caught a pass or had a target thrown to them in this football game. That's just the depth that you look at. And I think for Trottier, he has, I'm not saying he's going to be elite, but he has
The
the
skill
tools,
set, yeah.
to be fine in Division 1 if you want to be as a quarterback.
He-
But
So
will
I
he
found
leave the evil empire, though?
So I found that season It was winter 2022 B Ballers Division 2. They went 5-5. He threw in. I don't want to say he threw in. He played in all 10 games. I don't think he threw in all 10 games. Maybe he did. 1,700 yards, 35 TDs, 10 interceptions. So, you know what? A 3-to-1, 3.5-to-1 ratio. And look what he put up. He put up 3 TDs and no INTs. So he's pretty much on that same wavelength.
Right.
So that might be what you're looking at in terms of Will Tracy as a quarterback. In Division 1. Hey, again, it's Division 1, Tier 1. That's not bad.
No.
But it's also not good enough to win you Division 1 games.
Speaking of quarterbacks in this game, Ryan Castner, #NR quarterback.
Yep.
Is he a long-term answer for them? Because they've had a
No.
conveyor belt of quarterbacks, and yesterday watching him play with NR, it just didn't feel like it was the right relationship in this.
He's been okay this as a season overview and recap. He's been okay, but if you're asking if I've asked myself this question: is he the long-term, full-time quarterback?
Like if this
for
is
them?
Division 1
No.
winter.
I think the big question we always had about Castner is, as he's trying to make the comeback more recently, the crew that he's had on his team hasn't been the best, right? And then there was that time they experimented, I think it was Division 6, where Derek ended up being
he's
QB
quarterback,
instead, and they
Derek
were switching
Castner.
spots, and that was a frustrating season.
Tier 3 Fall Cup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there we
and
go.
I think he injured his Achilles in that.
That's the one, yeah. So there's that question mark of, is this his comeback, and now he's just trying to come with a roster that can compete in the higher division? Does he now have to accept the fact that maybe he's more of a Tier 2, Division 2, 3 quarterback, and is kind of, past his prime? Or is there still a competition level there that he can do it with? And if it's not with this squad and like #NR, who is it?
Well, that's the thing. The Corey Packer's not coming back anymore. He's now settled in Florida, and that was their main. That was their quarterback for a while.
For a few seasons.
Yeah, and Castner now. I mean, if they went to Division 1 with this roster, they are not winning more than 2 games, 3 games.
Yeah, 1-9, 2-8.
Yeah,
perhaps.
and they have to ask themselves, Travis Moses, Kendall Myers, and others, the boardroom of NR. If we're going to be playing Division 1, are we in it just to play Division 1, or are we in it to win games? And I'm not sure the latter is reality for them.
Like, if the cap fit, do you think they should go down to Div 2?
If they were a Div 2 team, I would say, yeah, you know what? Okay, they can win 7, maybe 8.
Yeah.
But with this, I don't know if they can win 3 with Ryan at quarterback in Division 1.
Yeah,
And
I don't see
the expected forecast, if there's going to be 8
I don't
teams,
see it.
if there is, it could be a weighted schedule again, which can help them. But I don't see them being in that middle to elite. They're probably middle low. That's what I think they are right now.
So their current record, and we'll wrap this up. Their current record,
It's like what 1-6,
1-5-1.
1-5-1, right?
Slide Iggy Magnets into the QB.
Yeah, here, Eagle.
I'm throwing it out to you guys.
Here, Eagle. We'll ask you right now, Eagle. Would you go with Iggy or Ryan Castner as a Div 1 quarterback in winter 2024?
I was saying now, but sure,
With hashtag
it's a
NR.
bit of a different
Which
question. but sure.
#NR?
This #NR roster, would they be better with Ryan or Iggy at quarterback?
Okay, this is going to be a hot take. I don't think Iggy's system would work well for #NR. And not that it's not a good system. I just find that mesh does not work, because I find #NR's roster is all about speed and one-on-ones, and Iggy's is all about concepts and spaces. And I find the two don't mesh properly, and I think there would be conflict there in that people would be like throwing the ball, and Iggy's system is more, no, I throw the ball to the spot that it's designed to be open to, right?
Yeah.
So I think that wouldn't flesh well. So in that case, I think Ryan's probably the better choice moving forward, and they can build that chemistry because he does prefer that style. I just think the delivery of the ball might be a little bit of a difficult thing at that level.
Yeah, it's they have some questions that they have to address in the offseason, and it's a short turnover, right?
That wasn't a hot take.
No, because I think 9 out of 10 people would probably say you.
Oh, okay, I see.
But
You're
I'm
just
like,
bucking
no,
the
I don't
trend.
think so, yeah.
You're bucking the trend, sure.
He goes against the grain.
Sure.
Exactly. Maroon's 2.0 in KGP. They have a game to work with. They're at 6 right now, I believe, right?
2 games, yeah.
2 games, right?
2 games to work with.
What's their ceiling? What's their floor and ceiling now with what they have left over in the schedule? Because they could move up a little bit.
So I believe I didn't know this, but I do now. But KGP suffered an injury, quite serious injury to Dylan Garber, so he's out. I don't know to the extent, but he's out at least, let's say, for the next game or two.
So they requested a replacement.
I believe that might have been in the email, but it was recent. Anyways, he's out. I don't know how long. Can he come back? Maybe for playoffs? Do they IR him? Maybe yes, no. So just keep that in mind. But what's your question again?
Like, what's the floor and ceiling for the floor and the ceiling potential for Maroons and KGP right now?
The ceiling's pretty high for Maroons 2.0. From the games I've witnessed, they don't make many mistakes on offense. They don't turn the ball over too much.
But are they jumping to the top three?
No, I don't think so. No, I think there's okay. You meant in terms of the standings,
Yeah.
not just a general concept. Yeah, I think their ceiling is where they are right now. Their floor, I still think they're a double elim team.
They will be a double elimination team no
Yeah,
matter what, right?
yeah.
But this is a question of where they fall in that.
Yeah. They're both between a 4 and 6. I'd say 4 ceiling for Maroons. A low of 6, but KGP's a ceiling of 5 and a low of 6.
Yeah, I just think KGP losing Dylan Garber is a tough.
It's
tough.
that's
No pun intended. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I don't know
tough break.
I don't know what the injury is.
I don't
know what
either.
it is, but whatever it is, that's a tough loss for them. They can, he does a lot. He does a lot of small things really well, and that's what you need at this point of the season. That small thing can end up being bigger in the picture.
Yeah,
and
he's great at the sideline catches
the hooks.
where. Yeah, for fourth down, double hook, but especially the uncontested sideline catch. And what I mean by that is the very similar to Jomayer and Georges Gadepi, where Phil Cutler's throwing it out of bounds and Dylan's planting his feet and his body's taking a dive and he catches the ball. Where
exactly
it's either an incompletion, he's catching it, or the defense is taking a penalty for running Dylan over.
Yeah,
from
Maroons 2.0. They're gonna be tricky in the playoffs. Whoever they face, they're starting to really pick it up now. It took Chad Barnes a little bit longer. He had his highs of highs and lows of lows, but now he's starting to figure it out. And if he can stay the course, this is a great. No matter how far they go, I think this is a great way for him to get himself ready for Division One if they come into the winter Division One in a few months from now.
Before you go on to this next segment,
Yes.
which we have not introduced, I need to ask you a question that we should have talked about pre-show. What theme do you want this segment to be? Do you want it to be more like euphoric, happy, and hopeful? Do you want it to be more like intense, drum and bassy type of thing?
Here's the thing. If YouTube allowed us to play a little snippet, which CRTC rules would allow us, you play 20 seconds of it, the Jay-Z Show Me What You Got beat for 15 seconds.
No, we're doing an actual song here.
I know. I wish we could play that because it's a great song to have as a background, but we can't. But show me what you got.
To me, the theme would be like a rival, like intense, dramatic, building up to something.
Yeah, it could be.
All right, so I'm literally going to play random stuff here because I have not heard any of it, but we're going to hope it's good.
We're going to hear it together.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do this segment. Let's go.
All right. It is called Show Me What You Got, where we call out a player, team, employee, good or bad. All right. Here we go. I got 3. Iggy, you have 3?
No, I don't have.
Of course not, Iggy.
I barely have 1.
All right, you get 2. We'll go 3 for me, 2 for you. Show me what you got, Sir William Power. 3 INTs versus Game Changers on Wednesday night against you with your Fins Up team. What the bleep, bro? You were terrible at quarterback, man. We have been anointing you as the man to watch that can take the next step in your quarterback development. Yes, you made that comeback with the onside throw to tie it up, essentially, 2 plays later. But show me what you got this week. 3 INTs is not cutting it, Sir William Power. You were very powerless in that game against Game Changers.
No, you keep going. I think this is going to be your segment for this week.
Don't you have 1?
Not yet.
Get one up, please. Go on, please. Show me what you got, Tigres. All right. You think you're good, but a lot of people don't think you're good, bro. You're 4-3 right now. You're on the proper side of the bracket of being double elimination status. You came in with swagger, you came in with edge, and you ruffled the feathers the wrong way. Show me what you got now. This is your chance to lay down the marker that you are the team to watch out for, maybe for the Fall Cup or for the winter season in 2024. Show me what you got. Tigres!
All right, I got mine. Similar to...
Hold on. You have to say the words, please.
Okay. Show me what you got. Joe Cano. Joe Cano, you're making a comeback back into the FPF world. You very courageously signed up for Tier 2, but are leading your team to a 1-6 record. You have one more chance against the other guy who needs to prove it, against Fins Up, against William Power. Make this a battle of show me what you got. In Joe Cano, can you lead your team to the second victory of the season over Fins Up?
Show me what you got. Matthew Yanakoulias. You're averaging 2.3 INTs per game this year. Can you be better than that? You are better than that. You've not been great this year. Why? I don't know. Maybe your sleeping patterns are off. I don't know.
Greek festivals.
But you've had multiple INTs in games this year, except for one. You've thrown almost 2.5 INTs per game this year, which is un-Yanakoulias-like. Show me what you got this week if you can throw no INTs and maybe 5 touchdowns this week.
That's it.
That's it. Show me what you got.
And we got 20 seconds left on the music, too, so I think we can use this for future weeks.
Okay,
Is
all
this
right.
good? You like the tone? Yes, no, maybe?
Yeah. Show me
You
what
want to try
got.
something else?
Show me what you got, man. Show me what you got, man.
All right, officially downloaded. Thank you, Epidemic Sound.
All right,
Shout out for the
perfect.
track.
How long is that song, by the way? So
3 minutes and 12
Oh,
seconds
perfect.
total.
We'll do 3 minutes segment right there. Okay.
Got a little bit of build-up in the beginning. It slows down at one point.
Yeah,
That's good.
Exactly. All right, it is now time for the BuzzFit Games of the Week. But before we do that, a word from our sponsor.
Hey FPF players, looking to take your fitness to the next level? BuzzFit Gyms has a special offer just for you. Join us today with no initiation costs. Get ready to score big in the gym and on the field. Visit us at BuzzFit Gyms and seize this exclusive deal now.
Manu Allard-Roy has seized that opportunity, and look at him now. He looks like an Adonis with that hoodie on.
Tier 1.
Tier 1 Adonis over there. Okay, it is now time for...
Games of the week.
He's had a sugar crash right now. All right, here we go.
You see I'm going to crash?
Sugar crash.
How am I going to crash?
You had so much sugar in the span of 22 minutes, which you failed.
Nothing. I usually have more than that. All right, we're going to go week 9 here. We're going to start with, I think this is tier 4. Yes, Leo's Pasta Arabiat.
Pass the boys.
Pasta.
Ramfin's Threat Level Midnight.
I'm going to go Rampins.
I'll go the Ramfins.
Dewey Molasses Toon Squad.
Toon Squad.
I'll go Toon Squad.
Mutation Wind Diesel.
Win Diesel.
Wind Diesel. In the
And-
Stinger Dome, by the way.
And Only Flags Save the Turftles.
Turf Toes.
That's a good matchup. I will take... Save the Turftles.
We're going to go women's division. We have Vortex and Brut.
You know who I'm taking? My homegirls, Brute
Yeah, I'll take Brute there, too.
And Wildcats Red Nation.
Nation.
Yeah, let's go. Time to heat up Red Nation.
They're fizzing.
Coed Division 2 Predators Ballhard University.
I'm going to go Preds.
I'll go Preds in the Dome.
And what you do, Step Bros? Free agents.
Free agents. I like them a lot.
Yeah, I'll go Free Agents there, too.
Code 1, yes. We have Plenty of Fish and Fit Squad.
Fit Squad.
Yeah, they're on a roll. Give me Fit Squad. They make it to the double elim.
And Easy Fun Deep Balls.
Trap game. I'm going deep balls.
Wow. You mentioned that last week. That was a 2-week preview for going deep balls. I'll go Easy Fun.
Tier 2 Kiss My In-Laws Ambush.
In-laws.
I can't pick it.
Fins Up The Boys Are Back.
Fins up.
Yeah, Fins up.
Dirty Birds Game Changers.
Birds.
I'll go Game Changers.
Beer Belly Brigade Still CRA.
Sorry, Brigade.
B.
We got Tier 3. We're going to start with Born in the 80s Griff Nation.
Griffin Nation.
I'll go Born in the 80s.
Mangoose Wide Open Bar.
I'm going to go Goose.
I'll go Wide Open Bar.
Bandits West Island Boys.
I'm going to go with West Island Boys.
Yeah, West Island Boys.
In and Out, Team Sexy.
Sexy.
Yeah, I'll go Team Sexy.
And New Diablos, The Penetrators.
I'm going to go Penetrators.
I'll go New Diablos.
And lastly here, we have Tier 1 with Blessed and the Cap-Friendly Braves.
Big game. I'm going to go CFB.
It's for the number 1 seed in Tier 1. I'll go Blessed.
Hashtag NRKGP.
I'm going to go KGB.
I'll go hashtag NR.
Terror Squad, Never Overtime.
I'm going to go Terror Squad.
I'll go TS.
And nice and simple. That's a very quick
There we go.
games of the week.
Keep in mind the schedule is not up yet for the knockout rounds. That will be up as soon as the prelim round is done.
Yeah.
Which we're now getting closer and closer towards the month of November. And so please keep that in mind. And are they set dates, by the way? Like, are they like we have predetermined dates for the knockout rounds? Because remember, for spring and winter seasons, we have dates allocated for divisions and all that.
Remember.
Right? Anyway,
Top
just
man.
keep your eyes open, because if there is a situation where you're playing multiple teams, or hey, you know what, and we have the flexibility, maybe we can accommodate. But again, inquire with the league if we can do that for the knockout rounds. Magic words, please.
Good night,
Eagle!
Philadelphia. Oh, no. I was going to go with either the Phillies or the Astros.
I'm going with Eagle. You
Dude,
lost.
I did it. I don't know what you're talking about.
You lost,
I did
bro.
it.
25
Another
minutes, bro. You can do
controversial
it.
one. Always got to be controversy, huh?
I mean, of course. That's how you make the headlines. If you guys think I won, make sure you leave a comment saying so. I know you will. I love you all. Thanks so much. Bye.
Good night.
Put the place up, yeah, we know what we made of. Can't get enough of you, blue, I'm a chaser. Face up, now I feel a little major. Blink of an eye, ego, I'm a taker, shaker. Yeah, she was a ball shaker, she shake me out that door to no place. Damn, why you doing all that? Thought you was my wife, but you stabbed me in the back. Something like a rose when we came out there, we settled facts like Da Vinci. I'm breaking codes to break the best. Come on, get your ass a baby slipping. Put another smile like it was the last Christmas. Hey. Put the place up. Put the place up. Yeah, we know